Hello everyone, Chris back again on Being Unleashed. Decided to come back to the older format of videos for this one, as I have a lot to say about the tragic fall-off seen with the Nothing company. While I expected to feature Carl Pei's innovative company on Being Unleashed sometime in the future, I didn't expect I'd be here ranting about them instead of praising the designs, price to performance and build qualities. Unfortunately, Nothing have lost their way, which led me to losing my shit with the announcement and the reveal of Phone 3 they've been teasing for a year straight. Let's get this rant started. Quick words before we start: if you enjoy the content you see here, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Takes a couple of seconds for you, but helps yours truly with the stupid platform algorithms. Also note that there's a past Chris with a camera that might come in on and on to fill in some blanks. Don't be surprised by the jump scare. The usual preface is required for passionate rants like these, so let's start from the very inception of Nothing, when Carl Pei left OnePlus after disagreements with the management there. To be honest with you, the last good phone seen from them was the OnePlus 7 Pro. What followed up after that great phone was electronics that belongs straight in the trash. You either die and become a hero, or live long enough to see yourself become a clone of Apple just like Xiaomi. Point being, Carl has jumped ship and made his own brand after smelling the blood in the water. And that was a good thing. The dogshit stagnation in smartphone market needed to be addressed. And what he cooked up with his new company was indeed something special. This is where year 1, the legend that started it all, arrives. While not the best earbuds to have ever existed, the design was truly unique, featuring transparency and the never-seen design that laid the fundament for upcoming Nothing tech. I was there in 2021 and saw the announcement with ulterior reviews from big tech bros like MKBHD and Mr. Who's the Boss. The classic if you're an enjoyer of such content. Then the big follow-up, of course, with Nothing Phone 1. Truly a fashion and the design statement right there. I really enjoyed that phone, even if I didn't go out my way to purchase one. Was really intrigued by the glyph interface, the cool and futuristic design under the glass back, even if it was a fake cover. It screamed of originality and disruptive product. While I didn't grab myself a phone, I did grab the upgraded Year 2 that came out in 2023. Actually, I bought them right around the release date as well, now that I took some time to research the date they dropped. And here's Chris from the past bragging about having them. I'm going to also mention that I bought myself a Nothing Year 2 back in 2023. I've really enjoyed these things, let me tell you, and why I bought them is because of Year 1, which were announced I think in 2022. I really enjoyed the design they did, this futuristic look, this see-through thing, it's really cool. So instead of Nothing Year 1, Nothing Year 2, they are now just Nothing Year. So yeah, it's been about 2 years, still no new models when it comes to this, which is very unfortunate. Nothing Phone 2, however, is where the real deal came. While not really a flagship, it offered killer deals, and it was a giant leap forward in design and quality to them. To say I didn't think about grabbing one for myself is lying. I was really itching for it. That fucking awesome it looked in my eyes. I was holding on and waiting to see what would they cook up if given another year, and then finally accessing flagship features with eventual Phone 3. Not a big shocker that the next phone would switch up the digit after all. However, what followed up was just wet farts and disappointments from my point of view. I'm going to call this section the fall-off, since I believe this is the only way you should call this era of Nothing. This is where the random bullshit go conveyor just got turned on, and they started releasing more tech, which made them less focused on a single product, spreading their fine attention really thin. What started raising eyebrows for me was the sudden rebrand of Year 2 into simply Nothing Year, with small bumps into specs and calling it a day. Yeah, they are known as Year 3 in the community, but that doesn't change the matter of fact. They gave up on these devices. I am myself a frequent headphones upgrader, as I usually run them into the ground on how common I listen to music. Seeing this was my first disappointment with Nothing. And the poor bastard thought it would be the last time, until the shenanigans seen with Phone 2A and CMF brand started kicking in. I'm going to get this out of my system. I believe doing multiple phones and peripheral tech releases has hurt the Nothing brand. From an economical standpoint, I understand the strive for doing multiple devices. After all, it's more revenue for the company. I'm going to come out clean of the woodworks. I'm not a huge fan of Phone 2A. It's a flawed phone, and I'd rather pick gunning with the last gen Phone 1 over it any day of the week. That design is far superior, and I take a Snapdragon chip over MediaTek nightmares any day of the week. I know those processors are now better, but past trauma from it will never fade, especially knowing you can't flash custom ROMs thanks to lockdown drivers. A personal go fuck yourself MediaTek for that? Thank you very much, I guess. Anyway, I believe having a high-end and mid-range phone isn't a huge deal. What broke the camel backs, however, is a bullshit scene with Phone 3, which is why I made this rant in the first place. Another moment is where I get this out of my system. Phone 3 is a damn abomination, and Phone 3a Pro did give me early warnings that the design might be absolute trash. This time around they did things in reverse, releasing a poor man's phone, I'm going to call them as they are. And for some reason, there exists a 3a Pro this time around, just to rub salt in the wound. Nothing has again gone for random bullshit go for this series, instead of sticking with a single mid-range and high-end phone cycle. Now let's have Chris from the past talk shortly about Phone 3. So yeah, now looking at Phone 3, this is honestly just a rant about how ugly this piece of shit looks. The way they just changed and dropped the glyph design for this abomination right here. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, this is a fucking abomination, it looks like trash. And honestly, I'm not sure how nothing Phone 4 is going to look like. This is a pathetic pile of garbage. It's asymmetrical, they dropped the glyph interfaces just to have this dot matrix, which at this point is just a second display. Hell, why would you even buy this thing if you can buy just a Samsung Flip and it also has a bigger display on the outside? The Phone 2 and Phone 1 were a cool fashion statement, but nothing Phone 3 seems like just random bullshit go. Yeah, so nothing has really lost its way when it comes to its design. I really used to be a huge fan of Phone 1, Phone 2, and honestly I kinda regret that I didn't get one, cause nothing Phone 2 I believe is going to be the last one which is going to look good. Now I have genuinely lost my shit to this announcement. Not only is Phone 3 a severe downgrade design wise, these folks even managed to lie about the flagship specs when in factuality they are not. The processor is not top of the line Snapdragon 8 Elite, instead it's a Snapdragon 8S Gen 4. The Gorilla Glass is a mid-ranger seen in their catalog, 7i instead of Gorilla Glass Victus. And cameras aren't even close to the competition seen in Samsung. One positive thing I can really highlight is the lower pricing, but that isn't a salvage point when you get a hold on this abomination of a phone in your hands. Glyph interface was revolutionary until it was replaced with a secondary screen, quickly to be called flawed and thrown out of the window. So basically just copying Xiaomi and ROG phones there. I guess this is a gift for giving a shit and being a fan of nothing. Well, too bad. I guess I'll be called a hater and they'll just go back to making even more hideous phones. I'm afraid to see how Phone 4 will look like. If not called Phone 5, they usually skip this spooky number 4. The next release will truly let me know how things will progress forward for this company. Chris from the past, if you have something to add, here's your prime time. So I have to ask the question, what's the purpose of all of this nonsense? Carl Pei, I'm not sure if you are even going to watch this video, cause I know he does consume content, he even does these trendy videos on their channel, and you wanted nothing if you are watching this video. What's the purpose of having so many phones, so many headphones, and not just simply concentrate on a single primary device, just like was with Nothing Phone 1, with Nothing Phone 2? Why you now start doing 2A, 2A Pro, oh 3A Pro? But again, I guess this is kinda, a expansion plan, just having more models sold so we can try to get a lot more market share. But honestly, I'm not a huge fan of this. I'd rather have a single phone with a good design, with eccentric design, just like Phone 2. But yeah, these are my own 2 cents when it comes to this. I'm simply a disappointed fan, and I believe they truly lost their way when it comes to creating tech. Yeah, again, I'm going to bring this up. I really enjoyed these things. Unfortunately, I had to upgrade from them though, cause they started having audio bugs. And the way, when they discharge, they have this very, very spooky sound. Even Marques Brownlee was saying like, yeah, they gotta change the sounds, and I agree, these sounds are fucking scary, to be honest with you. You gotta change the shut-off sounds cause they are truly nightmarish. Simply put, I'm just disappointed with the direction Nothing is taking going forward. Now they are no longer focusing on a single product and delivering the best craftsmanship and design, but simply release whatever comes on their mind. This is yet another lesson to never be a fan of a company, but to be a fan of a product. I'm a fan of Nothing Gear 2, a fan of Nothing Phone 1 and 2 respectively. but the brand itself has lost me. Honestly, it's just fucking sad that it has come to this, as Carl was really cooking up something special during the early days of the company. But now I feel like they're slowly turning into the thing he ran away in the first place. Yet another OnePlus that turns into an Apple clone, albeit the software is original, unlike the pile of dog shit seen with Oxygen OS. Well, that is that. My rant on Nothing Company and their recent, in my opinion, streaks of disappointments. Let me know what you think about Nothing. Am I tripping, or are you just disappointed like myself with their direction? I would like to know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll be reading every comment. Before we go, don't forget to drop a like, and also subscribe to see more content just like this one. Thanks for watching. This was Chris. Stay on edge.